morning to all of you. So let me first congratulate the director and his team for holding this conference and also thank him for having me here to share my thoughts with you. Friends, as you know, cybercrime is a word which was unheard of a couple of years ago or maybe some decades ago. But today it has evolved from that niche threat to pervading normalized reality. And as we all know, the advancement in technology has fueled this rise in cybercrime. It is said that the world built digital realm and the criminals developed the tools to exploit it. So now two have converged, bringing about a potent, invisible but potent threat. The cases you must be hearing on day-to-day basis, on regular basis, hacking, various modes of cybercrime, cyber fraud. As a judge, I remember coming across several cases where people were duped for crores of rupees. And regardless of their social status, financial status, and educational qualifications, even the most educated person would fall prey to this, would be the victim to this cybercrime. Then there were cases where young girls were lured. They would get involved in this digital relationship. The person would lure them saying that I am a highly qualified person working abroad. She falls in love with him. He promises to get her a lot of gifts, and this was a common pattern. He would come to India to visit her, and all those gifts which he had carried for her would be seized by the custom officer. He would be detained by the custom officer, and then she had to pay that money, transfer the money to get the gifts and her digital boyfriend or groom or whatever you may call it. And this was not just one isolated case, this was a common pattern. In fact, I remember a case where this young girl got friendly with one boy, and he told her that he comes from a royal family from Madhya Pradesh. She was quite excited that she was going to get married into a royal family. He even took her to Madhya Pradesh, showed her one palace which was under repairs, and told her that Rajmata is right now in some other palace because the palace is under repairs. After some while, he started demanding money. Now this girl should have realized that it's coming from princely family or a royal family. He would not need money, but she was so carried away by this that she kept giving him money, and only to later realize that he was a criminal and she was the victim of this cybercrime. Now, cybercrimes are not restricted to this. Another very disturbing factor is cyber stalking, trafficking, and pornography, and especially when it comes to children. I would share with you another case which I dealt with. This was a young girl of 10 to 11 years of age. During COVID times, everything was on the phone, online studies, homework, everything. So someone just sent her a message, and it always starts with hi. So she responded, he got all her details. He kept flooding her with a lot of pornographic videos. Young girl who was not even aware of her sexuality got carried away with this, and I do not know in what way, but she kept asking him to send more, and she started sharing her own videos with him. Till the date, he called her one day and told her to meet him. When she expressed her inability to come because she was too young and she doesn't know how to travel, he said, I will send an Uber. But this was averted, this tragedy was averted only because her mother came to know. She had just checked her phone to see whether there was any homework which she had to do, and it was averted, and it happened to be that this was a man of 40, 45 years old. Now, how many girls he must have trapped like this? How many others must have indulged in such activities? And unfortunately, for all this, the punishment for that man was only 5 years. And after being in jail for 2.5 years, he filed an application for bail saying that I have already completed 50% of my jail, the trial has not commenced. So sometimes we really need to think about all this, the seriousness of the offense, the gravity, the implications, how the girl is going to suffer and how it is going to harm her in her later life, and really think whether this punishment is really adequate. Now these are individual attacks, but as technology advances, so does sophistication of cyber crimes. Now this sophisticated cyber crimes involve very skilled perpetrators. There is a long planning, long run, perfect planning for this. Targets are usually government, all critical infrastructures, corporations, large corporations, and the object is to cause disruption and financial loss. Now, in fact, with this technical advancement, even if you have realized, even the conflicts, the landscape of conflicts have changed. Now we are no longer in that traditional battlefields or conventional battlefields or traditional wars. Today the conflicts are defined by this silent threat of cyber warfare. So we really need to be equipped, we really need to think about this. The government, of course, enacted Information and Technology Act in 2000. Several other amendments were carried out to several other existing legislatures. But the question is, have we really been able to curb this menace? One of the reasons is lack of awareness. Secondly, as I was just discussing with the director, there are challenges for implementation of this act, effective implementation, I would say, especially when you take multinational cybercrime. It is very difficult to track these people because the money is transferred, you cannot have this money trail. Then there are no uniform laws and regulations between the countries. Then it's difficult to track these people. So, and you try and sort of deal with the situation, but they are a step forward. Just when you think that, okay, we have got it, they have already taken one step ahead. So it is necessary to really keep yourself abreast, keep improving, keep improving our structures. Then how do we really improve it? How do we really tackle this issue? The best defense, in my considered view, would be increased awareness. Because many a times we get these messages, do not open this link, do not share this, but how many of them can really read this? Everybody has a mobile, everybody has access to internet, but do they understand do they really know to read the messages? Everybody accesses internet, everybody goes, but they do not take these messages either seriously, or they have not been able to reach out to these people. So yet we have even very, very learned people, irrespective, regardless of their, as I said, qualification, even very highly learned people falling prey to these crimes. They will share their OTP, they will share their details, and they will find that their money has disappeared from their accounts. Apart from increased awareness, resilience, deep security knowledge, and then combination of human intelligence and artificial intelligence. These are the requirements today to deal with these issues. And we have to understand, it is not a challenge which has to be addressed by a single entity. It is a shared responsibility. It is a shared responsibility which requires united forum. So today, as I said, I congratulate them for holding this conference. because such conferences bring together diverse stakeholders. You exchange your ideas, you share your knowledge and responses, and have new and more valuable innovation. 3 sessions you have this evening. Several experts will be addressing you. There will be exchange of ideas, there will be exchange of knowledge, and the ideas shared by you as well as the experts will lead towards a safer and more resilient digital future. So have a nice interactive session and all the best for you.